Happy Wambach.
I think that somebody is joining our meeting.
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Hello.
What?
How the hell are ya? We were just in the waiting room. We're like, oh God, I hope they let us in.
Hi, Annie Edwards crew of 3. What's up?
Hi, Steve. Hi, Angel. Hi, Sharon. What were you guys talking about before we got here?
We were finishing up introductions.
Oh,
Perfect timing.
great.
Perfect.
Because our book club has mostly been run on a Facebook group. So we just post daily and have daily conversations. And so now we're doing the first, I guess, in-person Zoom meeting. So we were just doing some face-to-face introductions with some of us were doing the pictures from your guide of showing the picture of us where we look wild, or we felt our wild.
Cool.
So have you all read the whole book? Are you doing it like chapter at a time, or what are you doing?
We did it through the month of June. So most of us have finished it. Some of us have read it 6 times.
It's on my Bible on repeat.
You guys, that's probably how many times I've had to read it also.
Yeah, but you're my wife. She's not obligated to read it.
It's my new Bible.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I'm pretty sure it's marked up more than my Bible.
Where are you guys all located?
Most of us are in Utah, but we have people in Canada and everywhere. What about you guys that are on?
Canada, we love Canada.
We're in Naples, Florida.
Okay, awesome.
Super hot. And we're just on our couch. You guys, this is our life. This is what we do. We sit on-
Nice.
Well, we are super excited.
I can't believe you're here.
I know.
You guys have to ask questions. She's here for
or we
15
can
minutes.
just chat, whatever. Let me tell you what happened. So my sister was like, let's just see if anyone's doing a book club. So we put that Instagram thing on, and I thought, okay, like maybe 20 book clubs will write in and I'll be able to pop into 5 or 6. But then I started reading all the emails and everyone was so freaking sweet. And then I started thinking about people who sent emails and then I didn't go to their book club and then they would be sad. So now I'm going to 190 book clubs and I'm not joking. That's how many.
We do like 3 or 4 a night. This is what
And it's so fun. It's so fun. So thanks for letting us crash. Do you guys have any questions?
Oh gosh. I don't even.
Great, done.
What's your question? You want to be her best friend?
Yeah, I was like, are you taking applications for friends?
Yes. We were in need of a BFF.
We actually don't have many friends.
We actually don't.
I know. That's why I said it.
So you guys, this is I'm here because I love you and am so grateful. But Abby's here because she's been stuck in quarantine and she's desperate for someone to recognize her.
Attention.
And
the celebrity kind of attention
so
that I get when I travel for work.
She just comes on my book club, so people will be like, "Oh my God, it's Abby Wambach!"
Oh my God! Like your guys' reaction was exactly what. I'm vain enough that like made my day. Thank you.
Well, when your name popped up, I was like, guys, it's Abby Wambach.
See, what? My brain is like lit up on fire, like a huge dopamine rush on your reaction.
You've made her day. You've made her day.
Oh my gosh, that's so great.
Well,
I'm sweating. I'm so nervous, and it was to us all. Okay, us 3 are gonna be quiet for a minute. Those of the other ones on Zoom, what do you guys have questions or comments?
I don't have questions, but I have some comments, and the book was amazing. I'm 52 years old, right? And so there's not many things that happen that are new. This is a new idea. You've never looked at it this way. You've never thought about it this way. And I lost count. And I had so many of my friends that I'm like, you gotta read this book. You gotta read this book. And I was so impressed by the way that you two parent, and I'm a former athlete. I used to be, before I had a traumatic brain injury, I was a very serious masters cyclist. So how you handled bringing your daughter into an elite soccer team, and it just made me in awe of how you handled that and how you supported her. And I just stop and I think about how many athletes don't get that kind of support and that kind of love. And I was just, every single person I know that's a soccer mom or that has, I'm like, you gotta read this. This is how you have to handle your kids. It's so important. And the, just the way that you looked at things again, the new ideas were just absolutely thrilling to me, because after 50 you get kind of jaded, right? You've seen a lot, you've done a lot, and it's hard to get new information, and this really helped me. And the way that you looked at and my mind was blown about raising your boy, and how that chapter of like, oh my gosh, I'm a feminist, but I forgot this is a boy. And I'd never thought of it like that. And so I just so appreciate the book, and you're such a great writer, and I love the pace, and I'm in awe of the construction of the book. The fact that you had the callback at the end, I'm a goddamn cheetah. I mean, it's like, yes, technically speaking, that's important what you do for comedy. I have friends that are professional comics, and you have to do the looping and the arc and then the callbacks, and it was just such a brilliant piece.
Angel is making me so happy right now. Like, nobody talks to me about that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I want to be like, but did you see what I did there? But did you see with the structure? And so thank you. Thank you, Angel.
It was an amazing art piece, because are you familiar with Nanette?
Oh yeah. And Douglas, have you seen her new one, Douglas?
Yeah. Yes.
Get out of here! She's amazing.
But that's no longer comedy. That's an art form, and I feel that that's what you did with a book.
What a compliment! Oh my God.
That's what I've been saying. I'm like, Glennon, you need a Netflix special, just like Nanette and Douglas, but a little different.
No pressure.
Yours.
No pressure.
Yeah, like maybe like a one-woman show kind of thing where there's some interaction at the end. I mean, but because I do both book and audio book, and kudos to you for reading your own damn book. I refuse to, I just cannot buy people's books who don't read their own books, because so much is lost in translation. There's this unwritten, this transmission that happens when an author speaks their words. And when you hire an actor to do it, even though it can be good, most of the time it sucks, because it's not your experience. It's not your truth. And, hands down, it's got to be one of the best books that I've read in like the last 15 years. And it's so timely with advice and support for women, and how important that is. And kind of what we did we did when we were doing our introductions. I mean, I wish you could have been here for that, because some of these women's truths are just, so beautiful. But it's at I ran for office, and I was told that I couldn't do things. And so this book was really timely with, yes, I am valid. Yes, I am right. Yes, this is my truth. Yes, this is what I need to do. And I can only imagine how many people's lives you've changed with that book. I mean, look at this group of women that are doing this beautiful self-discovery work and connecting and finding our place as women, and what our role is in society, and that we're no longer going to be put in that box. And I'm getting a t-shirt that says I'm a goddamn cheetah.
Yay! Oh, thank you. God, that was fantastic. Thank you, Amy.
So yay you!
Oh, yay you! Yay all of us! Thank you, guys. This is Honey. This is our dog. You might have seen her on Instagram.
Cute.
Yeah, she's into the book clubs these days.
Yeah, Angel, just to piggyback on that for a second, I can't remember if I was reading that part right before I went to bed, or if I was in the living room, but I remember when I read that line, that I am a goddamn cheetah, I looked at my husband and go, I might just randomly blurt this out from time to time. Get used to it.
Yes.
Reminder, right, you guys? Because I mean, we just as women have been gaslit for so long, right? We've always known that the our lives and our relationships and our families and our communities and our nation and all of it was just a little off, right? Every time we speak up, the world's like, oh, you're emotional, or you're like, you're crazy, or just be grateful or whatever.
Hormonal.
So, yeah, whatever.
Are you on your
it is.
period?
Yeah. So just the rejection of that gaslighting is what we're doing for the rest of our lives, because we have always known.
Nice.
Right?
The other thing too, you guys don't know about Glennon is her hands sweat. So
They know that. I talk about how sweaty I am all the
I
time.
know, but when she does this stuff, I feel so bad for our dog because just watch this. It just will not end the whole time that we're doing this. And she'll get off and her whole hand will be full of Honey's forehead hair.
And Honey's like,
she doesn't have that much hair on her forehead. Look at her. She hates it so much. She's like, I'm sleeping. I'm awake. I'm sleeping. I'm awake.
whatever. She's fine.
I have the same exact problem, so you're not alone. I'm
Sweaty.
I don't
This
have
is why I only wear tank tops, you guys. Like I sweat through clothes. I think that I'd care the most amount, and it's translated into sweat throughout my life. Hi, friend.
Irma.
Who's that little guy?
that was my son Jackson.
Oh, hi, Jackson. Well, you guys are amazing. We have a few minutes left. It's 10 o'clock here, so this is like way past our bedtime. But do you guys have a question or anything you want to ask before we go, before we have to leave you?
Irma. I can't believe you're here. I just put my phone up and I took a screenshot because I'm like, they came.
Right, of course.
And I think you guys are recording this too, so you'll have it forever and ever. Amen.
I did. I thought ahead
Nice.
of that on that one.
Good job. Good
Oh,
job.
you did?
Are you guys all sisters or something?
No,
No,
we're
we're really
friends.
good friends. We
Cool.
spend a lot of time together. We've
Okay.
gone to hell together and grown a lot.
That's right. You need sisters.
That's
I mean, not
amazing.
you don't have to be blood sisters, but you need people. Your
Yeah.
people.
That's right.
Misty, I haven't heard from you. Not a single word, and I hate being called out, so you don't have to respond. But how are you over there?
I'm good. I'm quiet.
You're allowed to
Me
be.
too, Susan.
You good?
But I do want to say thank you for your book. I loved it. And I loved the parenting stuff because I have 3 boys and oh my gosh, what you were talking about, saying, about raising them. I was like, yeah, I wish I'd been a feminist or wish I knew I was when they were little. They're teenagers now.
Mm,
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not too late.
never
course
too
it's
late.
not.
It's never too late.
Of course it's not. Of course it's not.
Good girl.
And Susan, you're good up there? She's like, I'm good. Leave me alone.
Oh yeah, she's unmuted.
No, I could say hello. Hello. I haven't really talked yet, so
Hi, Susan.
Yeah.
How are ya?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
I've enjoyed your book. The thing that the whole idea of questioning and allowing yourself to kind of empty so that you can take in new ideas and new thoughts is something that I've been thinking about a lot. And so your book really spoke to that. That was the thing that resonated the most with me.
Love
That
it.
process. And as I try to work out, where does a touchstone come into that process? Because I feel like touchstones are really important, and yet they also can act as confirmation bias, so that you don't really, the emptying can't really happen. So I don't know if you wanted to talk a little bit about. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I mean, the only true, so I would call them touch trees that that have remained constant for me is stillness. And I know that sounds
Woo-woo.
well, I mean, it's so funny because you think of it as woo-woo, and then it's like, how woo-woo is quiet?
I know.
It's not that woo-woo.
Well, it's like, listen, it's like the meditation.
Standing still.
Yeah, somebody goes, if you don't like the word meditation, just sit quiet and still for a little bit.
Yeah, it's like it's actually not woo-woo. It's at the center of every single spiritual practice
Totally.
that's ever been created, right?
Totes.
I just think that anything else becomes dogma or codependency for me. So like if I'm relying too much on an idea that's written down, like even if it's on one of the Holy Scriptures, which I'm obsessed with, all of them, right? Not just the Bible, but all Holy Scriptures. I feel like there's so much magic in them. Or if it's a relationship, right? Like some people will be like, my touchstone is mothering, or like my touchstone is my marriage. That's not exactly it. Like, no offense, but I just feel like the truth of things will always come to me, not in a woo-woo way, just the way that we know when we're still enough, right? So all of us could sit here and talk for an hour about our problems or about what we don't know what to do in our relationships, or we don't know what to do in our jobs, or we don't know, but actually we always know 100% of the time, right? We just like stay busy and just talk about how much we don't know what to do because we don't want to get still enough to let the knowing rise, right? I mean, after my job really has been to listen to women, right? That's what I've been doing for the last 15 years, I guess now, is just to listen deeply to women all over the world. And I just really believe that women always know. We always know what we need to do in our relationship. We always know what we need to do in our parenting. We always know what to do in our career. It's just usually that the thing that we know to do is really hard, right? So we're scared to even admit to ourselves that we know, because if we know, we're going to have to do the thing that rocks the boat, that makes things awkward, that changes existing structures, that freaks people out, that pisses off our parents, that hurts our kids, that threatens our job, that makes our people in our religious community shun us, like whatever it is. So we count the cost of all of that, and we say that price is too hard, that cost is too high, so I just won't do it. But I think what women are collectively realizing is that there's a price to pay for the not doing, and the not knowing, and the not saying, right? And that cost is that we slowly die inside. And also, the world goes to shit, right? Because when we are not telling the truth in our relationships and in our companies and our nation, there's no justice or equality, right? The quieter women are, the more power runs amok, right? So I think that the cost of not trusting ourselves and unleashing ourselves is too high. All of a sudden, we're figuring that out. And to go back to what you're saying, I would say that the touch tree of my life, the place that I know when I come back, I will always find the truth, even when it's not comfortable often, is when I am able to turn off all the voices in my life and just force myself to sit with myself. And then it's like that snow globe, right? Like the snow globe, but everything settles and the truth is like right there to stare at. And every person I know that's living like a awesome, brave, authentic, true, impactful life is a person who just is never afraid to stare at the truth, the next hard true thing in their life.
It's good.
Thanks, babe. Love ya.
Just dropping bombs over here.
I know.
All right, you guys, we're gonna go and brush our teeth and get in our bed with Honey. But I'm just really grateful to you guys for picking Untamed and for talking about it and just for making a group of women it makes me feel so good that you all are just meeting, talking about anything and taking care of each other. It's just, we need more of it.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's really unbelievable. We really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everybody. Oh, hi, Emily. Bye, Emily.
Bye, Emily.
Who's that? Who's the little friend behind you?
This is Jasenia. She's my 7-year-old.
Hi, Jasenia.
My birthday is February 22nd.
Mine is June
Wow.
2nd. Mine is June 2nd.
Mine is March 20th. We all have 2s in our birthdays. I knew I liked the looks of you. Okay, Jasenia, when it's time to go to bed tonight, I want you to go to bed right when your mom tells you to. And don't come up with a lot of things to talk about at bedtime because we know all your tricks. All right? If you didn't want to talk about it at noon, you don't have to talk about it at bedtime. All right? You got it, Jasenia? We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
How awesome was that?
Oh,
You did it, Annie. You made it happen.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
Right?
I couldn't even talk the whole time. I didn't know.
And I really am sweating profuse. Like I'm
My
so
hips.
hot.
That was awesome.